Okay, I'm going to start on Christmas. I have a store I have to stock and I can't wait. I've made a lot of fall. So I'm starting on my Christmas and I'm gonna do another stocking. It's a little bit different of a pattern. And I'm gonna trace this off. This is probably a 1/2 inch piece of wood. And I'm just don't know whether I need to make this out of thin wood. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out of this, and if I put it together and I don't think it's working right, I'll come get like a 1/4 inch piece of wood and put it on that. But right now I'm just gonna trace it off, and then I'm gonna use my scroll saw to cut it out. So I have it all sanded now, cut out and sanded, and the first thing I'm going to do is put a coat of the Waverly antiquing wax on it, and I'll just cover this, all of this, and then I'll let it dry good and move on to my next step. I'm going to try doing some crackling again. All right, now this is good and dry, and I'm going to try some crackle, and I'm going to use just Elmer's glue. And I need to wash brushes again. I'm out of brushes. I think I need more Elmer's glue. Okay. That should be good. Now I might have had too much now. And I only have to do the front of this. This will be covered, the top of the stocking. Okay, I'm going to let that dry just a little bit. I'm going to try heating it or using my heat gun and just, I want to kind of give it a little skim over it. That's good. Now, this is where I get carried away and coat it too much or go over it, and I'm not supposed to keep going over it. I gotta get the paint on it. Okay, I've got it running down the side. And that's good enough. I don't have to worry about it too much up here. It's just mainly down through here. Okay, I'm just going to let it dry, and it's already starting to crackle. I can see it. I got a pretty good crackle on this. It worked well. I've let it dry, and now I'm going to give it a clear coat of wax, or a coat of clear wax. That should be enough wax to go the whole thing now. Just in case it hits my sides, because I'm going to put the Jolie round top coat on. Wipe it back a little bit. Feels good. And now I'm going to put the brown on it. I just don't want a big glob on there on my brush. I'm going to go around the edges. Get rid of the white. Probably put a little more like around on the heel and the toe. Using some brush. All right, that looks fine. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Now I just kind of want to even out my wax. Okay. Now I'm going to let that wax dry. And I'm going to start working on the top part. But before I start working on it, I'm going to have to let this dry and take this out to the garage and put some wood glue and some brad nails. This part won't really show. Let's see, where do I don't want to get my hands. I got to wipe my hands good. And I'll show you what I'm going to use up there. Quite a while ago, probably a year or two ago, I bought this blanket looking material at the thrift store. It's probably 2 yards there. And I'm going to use that for the top. This will be the first time I've used it, but I'll use that for the top. And I don't want it that white, so while this is drying, I'm going to get my coffee water. I think this is it. I better make sure. Nope, that's my rust stuff. Here's my coffee. And I'm going to spray this. If it'll come out. It's not wanting to work. And that shouldn't, I wonder if I put, sometimes if I put, I don't know if I put cinnamon in here or not. That'll clog it. But coffee shouldn't clog it. Well, I'm going to have to come up with another sprayer. All right, I just went and cleaned this nozzle out, and I think it's working now. Don't really want to get it in lumps. Gonna pat it. I mean, I want it darker, but I don't want it looking really too bad. I'm going to try to even out the spots in it, though, and I'll pat it back. I think that's going to work. I'm going to let that dry. That's as much as I want. And then I'll start putting this together and decorating it after I get the top put on the stocking. All right, now I'm going to be taking this out to the garage. It's ready to be put together. And I did drill a hole up here so I could put some jute through there and use it for a hanger. Okay, now I'm just turning a little bit of a lip down on the material. I'm just hot gluing it. Just give it a little more something. Make it a little thicker to where the edge is not showing from the top. And now I want to put it on my stocking. Let's see. Okay, about right there. So I'm going to stick some hot glue. I would want to stick to that. I'm just going to put some here. And lay it back down on there. Bring this over here, line it up even. Now the same with this. I might put some on the edge. Should have put some on the other edge. I'm going to run some glue. I want to make sure those are even. I need a glue stick. All right. Now it's ready for me to pull some different picks and different things out, which I have started doing. And I got some stuff here I got out of my Happy Mail from Margaret that I've pulled out. She gave me these and these. And I think this stuff right here too. So, and then I have material. I'm going to figure out which one I'm going to use. This is more a burgundy and off-white and cream. Burgundy and cream. And so it's that one. And then this is the tan and red. Now I'm going to sit here and kind of figure out how I'm going to do this. If I'm just going to make a bow. And then put the greenery, some greenery down. I've got to figure that out. But I'll be back when I do. Now, I'm going to try making a bow for my stocking. And I used up all my material that Margaret sent me. Every bit of it, I've used it. I love it. So I found this curtain panel at the thrift store a couple weeks ago. And I cut it up into strips and coffee dyed it. So I'll be maybe implementing some of that in this bow. And then I've got, I'm not sure, these here. I'm going to start making a small bow and just see how it looks. I don't want a big one. I'm going to put it about out that far in. Let's take some of this and do the same thing. I hope this strip's long enough. It's about right there. It's just right, I think. Yep. Just right. And then a strip of this. Probably need a thinner strip. I wish maybe I'd put a piece of this on the bottom, too. Now, let's see. I'm looking at it. It's not floating my boat. The colors are not floating my boat. I'm going to pull this out right fast. Just lay it right there very carefully. And see if putting one of these on the bottom will help me. Now, very carefully pick this back up. Stuff it back down in there. I'm not sure. That might do it. I might put one more strand of this in there. Okay, we'll see what that looks like. Well, now, I don't know. I've got to get everything out of my way so I can kind of see what this looks like. That ended up with it on top, both of those on top. I don't mind the colors, but I think I'm going to redo the bow since I had to pull that out. All right, I'm going to fiddle with this bow and come back and put some more stuff on it when I get it where I want it. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Well, I made a mistake and didn't get everything recorded because when I hit play, I was hitting stop, and when I hit stop, I was recording. So this is how it turned out. And now I'm on to the next project. All right, my next three projects are going to be the presents that's made from wood, and she said she liked my pumpkins. She liked to see my take on the presents. So here I go. All right, these are a very simple project. They're like my pumpkins that I make. They're simple. And this was scraps of wood my husband brought up to me, and this one's actually 5 1/4 wide, and I made it 5 inches tall. And this was a 2x4 that he cut me, and it's 3 1/2 by, just use a 2x4, and this 3 1/2 by 7, and this one looks a little wider. No, it's not. Just appears to be. And I made this one 5 inches tall. And I'm just going to do like I did with the stocking and give them all a coat of the Waverly antiquing wax. And now, once again, I'm going to go over these with my Waverly. And I'm not trying to get a real heavy coat or anything. Mainly, I kind of in the middle I am, but because I am going to distress them back. Let's see if I can hang on to that. Now I'll do the top of this one and let it dry before I do the bottom of it, because they will need to be painted. Because I think this one, they can set up the way I have them. Well, I'm thinking they can set up this way, or you can lay them down. And I'm going to continue on until they're all painted. All right, these are dry, and I took them out and I sanded all the edges. And now I'm going to use this finishing wax special dark by Minwax, and it is not like the Jolie. I'm not going to put a top coat of this on. I mean, it will take the bright white off of this. It looks kind of dark, I know, but actually it's just taking the bright white off from it. So you can see the difference. Go more on the sides and kind of leave it. But I'll go around and I'll do each one of them this way. And then they'll be ready to decorate. Okay, they're dry now. Didn't take long. And I don't have any Christmas ribbon, so I'm just going to use homespun material. Put this there. Twist it. I'll pull this side tight. See if that helps. Use this one to go under. Okay. Let's see, put that up under there. Maybe that, like, I'm not getting that to lay right. Maybe I need to cut those apart or just use two of them. It's giving me fits, and I've lost my good wire cutters somewhere in this mess of a craft room. Kind of like that, and then I have a bell. I don't know if I want to use the big one or a smaller one. Now, I think I want the big bell. I'm just seeing what I want before I start gluing. That's giving me fits. I'm going to have to touch that up. If I needs to go this way, because if I go this way, this part is sticking, making it go funny. Put that on there. And I made some tags. This one look all right on that. I've got the Merry Christmas. I like the darker color on it. Okay, so I'm not going to hold you here doing every one of these. I'm going to finish them up kind of like that. And I'll come back and show you what they look like, because we'd be here all day watching me do this type thing. So I'll see you in a little bit.